So, and that's why I think Big Hero 6 and Titanfall 2 are the same exact story. 100%. I mean, just no difference. So, there's Avatar and Dances with Wolves and Big Hero 6 and Titanfall 2. Hello, everybody. This is The Enthusiast with one of your hosts, Justin Nazario, with my good friend, sweater wearing
Will Zabo.
Yes, who has a blue sweater on today. Looks like a Smurf.
The best time to wear a striped sweater.
No.
All the time.
Nope.
One with the turtleneck.
So glad the dog is barking over this.
Button up. That's the cat.
You're upsetting him. It's bad.
Yeah, the dog's really upset about that.
So today we're doing a spoiler cast on Titanfall 2, which we both finished a while ago, actually.
Yeah. So our Resident Evil 7 spoiler cast was really well received. Everyone really seemed to like it. And people were like, hey, 2 more spoiler casts.
Yeah, there was that in the comment a few times. Also, one of my coworkers with a real serious face was like, best episode ever. I was like, okay, anything else you want to say? No. Best episode you've had. I was like, I don't know if that's like an insult or what that was.
It was kind of funny because a lot of people said that it was our best episode. A lot of people want more, but no one said what they would like to hear or see. So we're just going to go on with it.
We're just going to do spoilers from now on.
Yeah. So this is going to be our Titanfall 2 spoiler cast. A little bit of an older game, but we figured, hey, why not?
Yeah, for people that want to know what made this game so special. And I think the best way to do it is to go over the campaign and story mode and the parts that stood out in the game to you. So I'm going to start off in the middle of the game. One of my favorite parts of that game is I'm going to throw you.
Ooh, yes. I did. I really like that part too. I love the dynamic between, was it BT-8?
BT-8.
BT-8 and the pilot.
Yes.
So I loved that he kind of felt like he was your robot best friend that didn't understand jokes.
To take you through the story of the game to start off, one of the best parts of this game is you're a pilot in training. You're not even a full-fledged pilot. You've never piloted a Titan before. The pilot in the beginning of the game dies, and out of desperation, he turns the Titan over to you.
Yeah, your mentor, the guy who actually puts you through the training course that you have to do in the beginning of the game, which honestly I think that training course is probably my least favorite part of that game.
Okay.
First off, I really like trophies, and I hate any game where in order for me to get the trophy, I have to beat that like top score of that training course, and I'm just like, I hate it because those are all about making sure if you even slide wrong, you're fucking not getting that trophy now.
You're a bit of a hipster right now.
I'm sorry, alright?
You like Forrest Gump? I hate that movie.
I do like Forrest Gump.
Alright, yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, so your mentor just kind of passes on.
It just kind of passes on. He goes out, man. Gets jumped by 2 Titans.
Yeah.
Stabbed in the back, which means the blade touched him too. And then they just throw him like a rag doll.
And you wear his helmet.
Yeah.
And no, not just his helmet. You wear all of his gear. He tells you to take it off of him.
Yeah, which is weird because like after getting stabbed, you probably cough blood up in that, and you're like, all right, whatever, right on.
Yep.
So, which I did enjoy the fact that, you know what I mean, it was kind of a character out of wits thing. And to get real nerd on you, you ever watch Power Rangers? It's a team of like 5 that to get different.
Yeah.
There was a season called Lost Galaxy.
Okay.
Are you aware of it?
I have not seen it, but I
Okay.
believe I am aware.
The Red Ranger in the series, his brother actually removed the sword from the stone.
Okay.
Then he died. So he got the sword. In the whole series, he was like, am I meant to be the Red Ranger? Because my brother was actually the one that pulled it out of the stone. And there was that whole dynamic. And that's what I felt about Titanfall 2. I was like, this isn't really my Titan. You know what I mean? Titans and pilots are linked. This wasn't built for me. This wasn't mine. And do I even deserve to be in this thing?
Yeah. It definitely did a really good job of making you build that connection with BT-8.
Yes.
100%. Like the whole time you're playing, you actually also get dialogue choices in the game, which I thought was pretty cool. I always played my character whenever there was a dialogue choice. I always picked the one that sounded the most concerning. Like when BT was like being taken away later probably about like the halfway point. Would you say? Not even the halfway point. Maybe like the first fourth of the game, BT8 gets taken away from you, and like you just don't want to be separated from your Titan.
No.
But let's talk about like controls. How'd you like how the game felt?
The game I felt great. I did prefer the controls outside of the Titan. I felt like the first person controls almost felt Call of Duty like, but a little more.
That's not bad. Call of Duty shooters have like the best. In my opinion, I know Call of Duty gets a lot of hate, but Call of Duty, in my opinion, is how a shooter should feel.
I agree. And when it came to the shooting mechanics, it felt very Call of Duty with the auto aim, but it still feels like you're aiming kind of thing. What I will say it had over Call of Duty was the characters running. I never felt like I didn't know where my footwork was going. I felt like I could make every jump. I knew the distance to jump. I felt like it did a really good job of. I knew exactly when I needed to jump to hit this wall to run on the other side. And I felt like the game at least did that really well. And I felt like I liked the fact that I don't know if the game was really linear, but it almost felt like you had multiple halves to get to one place. So the controls for the Titan were not bad. I just didn't like the fact they didn't match the other controls. I didn't like you couldn't jump when you were in the Titan. I didn't like
unless you were that jetpack.
Yes.
One. But even then, it wasn't really jumping. You kind of were just like hovering and floating.
I also the guns you get in the game as a Titan. I kept going back to the first one just because I did not like the other guns in the game.
Right. Yeah.
No, I meant what I said.
I think there was only
Did you
one.
just finally catch up to what?
There was only one or two gun sets I really liked.
Yeah, like the missile one was pretty good, but I just kept going back to that machine one.
The first one I think was probably my favorite as well. The one at the very end of the game that you get, where basically it's all locked on for you, I thought was pretty cool, but I never still felt too overpowered with it. I will say that Titanfall 2 had one of the best feeling endings in a video game.
It did. To get back before the ending, though, one of the best final bosses in the game, and the final boss isn't even who you think it's going to be.
Yes.
And it's really good, because now, and I know I talked smack a couple episodes ago about Titanfall 2, because of what the creators said.
I'm actually talking about before the ending, too, when I was saying stuff. But it's okay, you go.
No, because I'm talking now, but you know what I mean.
No, go.
But the fact is, the guy you want to get your hands on the entire game, you don't even get your hands on him.
No.
And it doesn't piss you off to the point where you're like, son of a bitch, I just wasted all my time. But it's just a way of, oh my god, I need Titanfall 3 because I need to get my hands on this guy now.
I agree 100%. Although the way that it left me, and we can talk about that after, was I don't know if you're actually going to get your hands on him even in a Titanfall 3. But we'll go into that after. What I do want to say, though, what I meant by one of my favorite parts of the ending was when they give you, after BT-8 is destroyed, this is later in the game, BT-8 is completely demolished, you take his eye out, and you're just walking around with it.
Yep.
And you just have this pistol that locks on automatically to people. You just feel like such a badass. Like, I just felt like I was out for blood. Like, my character was like, you killed my fucking Titan. So guess what? I'm not just going to go for one of you. Everyone in this whole facility
Everybody's getting it, man.
is going to die.
Hey, Dave, over there pulling the wrenches, you're getting it too, okay?
He's like, huh? But I thought they did a really good job of, I feel like games don't let you feel overpowered anymore.
Yeah.
Games always have to constantly be getting harder,
And it was weird because towards the end, like you did say, and you kind of almost need that part because after watching your Titan get killed in front of you and sacrifice himself, you're like, man, if I don't get my hands on all these people right now. But
and that's what was so great. I was just sliding around, just
taking everybody
all automatic headshots.
Unbelievable that this was a sequel to a game without a campaign.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked too. And when they first said that they were going to give the second one a campaign, I was like, what are you even going to do? Like, you clearly don't really have a story established. And man, they did a really good job.
I agree.
I was shocked with it.
And it wasn't too long of a lengthy of a game, but I did feel, one of my coworkers said it beautifully. He said, when you finish that game, you're like, that was the perfect amount. Any more would have felt repetitive. Any less, you would have felt gypped. And I was like, you know what? That's a perfect way to say it. I agree.
And I do think, though, a lot of games have this bad habit of now they all feel like they have to be 20-hour experiences or 100-hour experiences. And it's like, you don't. Like, it's
you ever get to a point in the game where you feel like it's almost over and then you're like at the halfway point? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
And I hate that feeling, man.
Me too. 100%. And I feel like too many games now are afraid of being that 6 hour long campaign. And there's nothing wrong with that. Resident Evil was that.
And if you're
Titanfall
a
was that.
solid 6 hours, like a good 6 hours, yeah, absolutely. Nothing wrong with it.
100%.
Especially with Titanfall 2, where it has online. You know what I mean? It has the multi choices, so you make different choices and play through it again.
One of my favorite things about the game too, one of my favorite levels was when you got to go back and forth between the past and the present.
Oh, yeah.
That was a really fun level where you have stuff that's broken, and if you quickly shift to the past while you're running along the wall, the wall was there.
And
then you had to go back.
I love the part where you have to jump through the fans and time it perfectly.
Oh yeah. Because it's just a series of fans and they're spinning and some are broken and it's like, oh crap.
I really thought that was pretty awesome actually. But that was a great level. I agree with you. Then you have to find the captain to pull his memory log out.
Yeah.
So, how did you feel about the Titan boss battles in it? 'Cause how many Titans you fight? I think it's 4 other ones you have to fight.
I believe it's 4, yeah.
Main Titans. You do fight other little robots or other man Titans, but those are the big baddies.
Now, after you beat the first one, I thought it was really cool that your character, I don't know if it's just optional or not, but I went back and I took his helmet.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. You have to take his helmet, I believe.
I don't think so. I don't know, but I did.
Yeah.
So,
anyway.
Son of a...
I took his helmet, and I was a little disappointed that you don't take anyone else's for the rest of the game. Like, I kind of just wanted to be like a Boba Fett helmet collector. Like, I just wanted to be like, oh, you thought you could beat me, huh? Guess who has your helmet now and who's going to display it on his wall?
Oh, man, look at me.
So I was a little disappointed at that. But other than that, I thought the boss battles were good. I just felt they were some of them were too easy.
I agree. Especially once you get the controls down. And I feel like there were a lot of them were, simple ways of defeating them, like spin around their back, hit them, things like that.
Or they also had a lot of explosive barrels lying around the map, so you could and they would chase you no matter what. You kind of just lead them to the explosive barrels if you ever felt like you were in a pickle. Just kind of be like, oh, okay, well, come over here, bink, boom. That was my sound effect.
No, I did. You said pickle.
What's wrong with that?
Between the sweater vest, the collar shirt, and the glasses, you couldn't be any more 1960s Superman Clark Kent if you tried. It's ridiculous.
Oh, come on.
Pickles? You're in a pickle, and it was pretty swell.
Okay, we're done here with that. Anyway, but I felt the boss battles were a little weak.
Besides the
last one, yeah. Great way to end a game too.
I agree.
Like, I still think about it from time to time because I really think that the way that they ended the game in general
was just like Big Hero 6.
Was so good. But yes, just like Big Hero 6.
He sacrifices himself. He pushes you away, man. It was like Big Hero 6.
And then at the end, you see the eye flicker.
But yeah. What do you think? So what does that mean? Think BB-8, did he download himself into the helmet? Because I've read online, what does it mean? I've read, download himself in the helmet, that he's still alive somewhere else. His consciousness is out there somewhere.
I do not think that obviously the bot itself matters. I think you just need that brain. So I think maybe he did download himself into the helmet, and I'm thinking maybe what's going to happen for the third game, if there is one, is maybe you're going to go search for that brain so that you can get BT-8 back.
Honestly, I had mentioned it, Call of Duty, I don't want to link them because they're two different games, but Call of Duty Infinity War and Titanfall 2 had very similar robot characters, I feel like. Your Titan in Call of Duty, or your Titan was a very friendly character that you attached to, and Call of Duty had Ethan. But in my opinion, Titanfall 2 topped it. You know what I mean? They really brought the feel. Although I like Ethan in Call of Duty, it definitely didn't feel the way I felt when I got crushed.
BT-8 reminds me a lot of what Star Wars does with its robots. Where you somehow care about these characters that literally don't really do anything. Like BB-8 does nothing but rolls around and make noises, but people love BB-8. Same thing with R2-D2. And I think although this Titan had a personality, they did a really good job of making you care for it and not just making it a robot like
Castaway did with the volleyball. We all cared about Wilson.
Yeah, that was too soon, man. I still
hurts.
hurts.
I think movie's like from '98, man.
Too soon.
Too soon, I guess. Well, so yeah, but to go back to it, just the there's a part where you get thrown by your Titan. I love your character's action when he's like, "I'm gonna throw you." You're gonna what? I'm gonna throw you. Yeah, you sure this is a good idea? Is there another way of doing it? And I just love that part because I feel like I would absolutely do this. Like, I don't care. Like, I understand we have a mission to do and time is. You're gonna what?
Yeah.
No, you're not. How about you? How about I throw your ass over there?
I'll try. I probably won't make it, but I got a little small spaghetti arms, and you're a big ass robot. But we can try this, buddy.
But and I loved it because you still have to catch it too. You know what I mean? So it feels.
I like that by the end though, because he throws you. I want to say he throws you like 2 or 3 times throughout the whole game. But by the last throw, you see how far your character has come and that you are a pilot.
Yeah.
You're not just that little trainee anymore trying to get through it.
And that's what I enjoyed about this game is they switch it up on you. You get super excited, you like being your Titan, and then you got to do your missions where you're outside of Titan. And it does make you feel like a badass, like running through, sliding, taking people out, you know what I mean? And then the other level I loved, it's making me think maybe I'm going to reinstall it and play it again, was the one where it's building the houses.
The vertical houses.
Oh, man, that was an amazing level.
Yeah, so it's like this whole facility that builds houses to test their weapons and the Titans to see their destructibility. And you're in there, and you're running through, and you could be in a section, and all of a sudden a wall appears because they just added the wall to the house that you're in. And you're like, crap.
And you're literally like climbing up on the furniture in there and stuff to get up higher. And that was a really fun level.
That was a really cool level. They did a really good job with the levels and all this. And I hope we get a third.
I do, and the sales you said weren't great for it. And I feel like one of the worst things they did was advertise that. The other thing I feel like they messed up was releasing this at the same time as Call of Duty.
100%. I think this game, if it were to come out now, the February time, January,
it would have sold. I feel like it came out in the summer when there was a dry spell. It would have sold. November was a terrible choice because you remember when they were both coming out. I texted you and I was like, I can't get both. Which one should I get?
Yeah.
Because I get one now and I get one for Christmas. And I ended up going with Call of Duty just because I pick up Call of Duty every year. Kind of regret it because I feel like Titanfall 2 was the better game.
Yeah, I 100% I agree with you as well. I think Titanfall 2 is better than Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. But I don't know what it is that like no one talks about it, and it's such a good game.
Like I said, it's feel like the worst. And another thing, I feel like it would have got more recognition had Call of Duty not come with Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
That I mean, it didn't matter what you released. They announced they were coming out with a remastered Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Nobody else cares about anything else.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I want to know if it bothers you, because it kind of bothers me. A lot of these first-person games will not show what your character's face looks like, but they refuse to also let you customize them. Now, and obviously it's because they want you to feel like you're the pilot. But what if you're a female? You're obviously already detached from the character because you're playing as a male while you're a woman. So why don't these games? Do you think these games should let you customize your character? Does that bother you, or do you personally?
Personally, no, because it's just an added feature that you might not need in the game. And honestly, I'm not that into character customization. I do like connecting with a character in the story and liking that character for this reason. That's one of the reasons I like Titanfall 2. I had a character. I had the pilot who I followed, who had his own story. I seen what he looked like. I seen his face and all that. I enjoyed that about it. So, same with the new Call of Duty. When we brought that up, I like the fact that you played as a certain captain in this game. You knew what he looked like. He was in the cutscenes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that more. To me, Mass Effect is a prime example. Your character, our good friend of ours, told me that he made his character female, and that's who his Shepard is. I stayed with John Shepard, the generic character in gaming. Legitimately what I clicked on, and that's what I played all 3 Mass Effects as.
Huh.
To me, I liked connecting with that character better.
Okay.
So that way I can be the best kind of human being I can, then, decisions I actually make.
Not actually matter. I wanted to wear the other guy's helmet when I killed the bad guy. I wanted to feel like Leatherface.
All right.
Like I killed him. I deserve to wear it.
Predators, every kill they get a new helmet.
Yes.
Maybe something like that.
Ooh, that'd been cool.
Whole wall with helmets.
So, where do you think they're going to go story-wise from here for Titanfall 3, if there is a 3?
Storyline here, I feel like you gotta continue this character because I feel like they weren't finished growing his character. I definitely think you'll get a new Titan in this, and your story or the thing you came up with, where this is a search for BB-8 or what? Let's just say BB-8.
BT8.
BT-8. I think that would be neat if that was the whole thing. Something it downloaded at the end that you need, and that's why you're going after it. Not to mention it was your best friend. So as long as I feel like they give that emotional story in it with the decent gameplay, I feel like it'd be a solid game.
What I think would be pretty cool is he declines the next Titan, because then that would require him to link to the new Titan. So I don't think BT-8 would technically be his anymore. So I think it'd be interesting if he were to decline it. Your whole first, maybe fourth or half of the game is you outside of a Titan only trying to get to BT-8. And I think you're going to end up becoming Rogue from the Academy. And I think that bounty hunter that was hired to beat you is going to be your way of getting to BT-8. Because, I don't know if you remember, he kind of gives you his calling card at the end of the game.
Yes, he does.
So he's obviously not done. But he obviously doesn't have a reason to fight you anymore.
Well, that's why he lets you live at the end.
Yeah, because he's not being paid anymore.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel like it would be kind of silly for them to just bring him back as like, oh, someone else now paid me to take care of you.
See, that's not a thing. I feel like you have a personal vendetta against him. Because of him is why the Titan was destroyed. You know what I mean?
That's true, yeah.
Just because, like I said, when he shoots... God, I keep forgetting the Titan's name. Jeez.
BT-8.
BT-8. When he shoots him, the first time he destroys him, I, like a child, no! Like, I will get you and your whole family. Like, so, but I did enjoy that at the end when he's over you and he's sitting there and to me, you said he gave you his calling card. To me, it was, you're not even worth my time because I'm not getting paid. There you go. Call me if you want to try this again.
Yeah.
Like, kind of being a little vindictive. And
I can see that too. I definitely could see the rivalry going from here on out. I do think no matter what, he has to leave the Academy, your character. I don't see how they're going to let him stay without linking to another Titan, and I don't think they're just going to throw BT-8
yeah, because you see the part in the in Titanfall 2 when they try to give you your own Titan and you decline. You say absolutely not.
Yeah.
This is my Titan.
Yeah, and BT-8 even says like, I would like to have this be my pilot.
Yep. But good game.
Really good game. Really, really good job at giving you with the feels. I feel like, I will say this, had some very weak side characters for the good guys.
Okay.
I think that Colonel Girl was not interesting. And I know she's only on screen maybe 4 or 5 times total. But come on, there are some great characters that I've seen from other games that I've only seen once or twice, and I'm like, they left such a good impression. I just wanted more of them.
I agree with you. I feel like the villains are what made this game.
I agree.
I cannot remember the final boss. It's that female you end up fighting.
Yeah, she was crazy.
Who's crazy and just felt like badass. And to me, like, what bravery for this game to make your last final boss a female on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was a fun boss battle. I really enjoyed it. It gave you enough room where you felt like you had to strategize and get away from her and stuff, but it was still close enough where like you would turn too quickly and she'd be right there behind you.
Yeah.
So,
and she would always, you would get her to a certain point, and she was the only one, in my opinion, that actually acted like a boss, where she had phases, where you'd get her health to a certain point, and then she would just back off, and you would have to deal with the minions and all that.
Not talking about the ones from Despicable Me, are you?
Yeah. The
Those
yellow
minions?
Yeah.
Yeah, they came
You didn't
out
see them
No,
climbing all over you? Yellow bananas. How'd you like being shot out of the cannon at the end?
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty cool.
It was. There was a lot of moments like that in the game, though, that were just pretty fun and, like, really enjoyable. Everybody remembers that moment from a certain game where, like, oh, do you remember this? Mine is Call of Duty's Advanced Warfare when you jump from the van to the car and punch out the window and stuff like that. I feel like Titanfall 2 had a lot of those moments.
I agree, especially when the very end when you're running through the debris and you're just trying to get to the helicopter. That was awesome.
So, I definitely want a Titanfall 3. What would you rate it? 1 to 10.
8.5 or 9. Solid game. Definitely left me wanting more, but I think the side cast was a bit weak, and I kind of would have liked to have seen more of the wildlife. We kind of only kept seeing those same cat-like things.
It was very, as fun as it was really tight, and like, this is your area you went to. You went to the same places multiple times. Remember, you had to go through that ship twice in different directions. I did enjoy the fact that in the beginning, was kind of frustrated when I seen that the pilot died, and I was like, if you get right into the Titan after this, it'd be pissed off. And then he was like, I need this part and this part. Which again, thought that was pretty neat.
I agree.
So, yeah, pretty decent game, I'd say overall.
What would you rate it?
I'd give it a 9. I definitely want to play it again, only because I had rushed through it because a good friend of mine got me Final Fantasy 15 for Christmas.
You're welcome.
And I really wanted to play that, so I rushed through Titanfall 2 to play Final Fantasy, which has got to be our next spoiler cast when I beat it. When I beat it finally.
Okay. I was actually thinking about that recently. What are we doing for Horizon? We're both getting it. We're both excited for it. How are we going to do a spoiler cast for that? That's going to be a long game, and we have Zelda shortly after.
So, well, you go ahead and get Horizon. I'm getting my Switch first, and then jump in on that. For those who don't know, March 3rd, man, the Switch. Yeah, coming up really quickly.
But no Titanfall's going to be on that either.
Yes. I'm hoping that the developer still comes out and does something for Nintendo that would just be Nintendo exclusive.
That'd be pretty cool.
You know what I mean?
Titanfall Mini.
That would be
Mini Falls.
Mini Falls. That'd be awesome.
But that's going to do it for our Titanfall 2 episode.
Yeah,
pretty much was everything.
It wasn't that really long of a game. It was fun.
I think one of our meatier ones is definitely going to be the Final Fantasy.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's going to be really beefy.
Next week, look out for another 2 episodes. We're going to do a spoiler class on Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yes. We both beat that too recently.
We did.
So look out for that, as well as our normal numbered episodes.
Yes. Again, if you have any questions or concerns, you can go ahead and email us at
theenthusiast0@gmail.com. Also, feel free to leave a comment below. Give that thumbs up if you like it. That thumbs down if you hate us.
You know, don't have souls and you want to hurt people's feelings. You know what I mean? Because this isn't easy, Mom. This isn't easy. Right.
Just because I don't get paid yet doesn't mean it's still not work.
We work hard on this, Mom. So, once again, if you have any comments, leave them below. And once again, check us out on Facebook, too.
Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube. Yeah, check it out. Check them all.
Because we've done a lot of work. And I think our Facebook page is really good. You know what I mean?
I agree. I think it's looking pretty handsome.
I can't figure out Facebook, though. Is it a game? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I thought it was a book of faces.
Ah, yes, that's not bad. That's not bad. I like that. Once again, check out our Resident Evil
spoiler cast
on Resident Evil 7, which to me is still on the fence of being the best Resident Evil I played or not.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
but this is end of the Titanfall 2 spoiler cast. I am one of your hosts, Will Zabo. Alongside me,
Jesse Nazario saying seize the day.
Have a good night.